welcome back, my young Padawans, to Plus the Muzzler Portal episode 10 of Andor. And, well, I don't know about you guys, but I was about that just boring. I really was. I generally was just bored stiff watching that. I was just like, oh, this is just, it's just another typical escape heist, isn't it? That probably should have happened a week ago. I mean, we are starting the final third of this third season, because obviously, as you will have noticed by now, all 12 episodes in this season are kind of split into like blocks of 3, and each block is kind of telling like a new story. So I was a bit surprised when I mentioned on the show last week. I was kind of surprised when obviously episode 9 didn't wrap the Narkina 5 story up, but was still there. We were still stuck in Narkina 5 going into this week's, and I'm kind of glad that's now done. Anyway, I'm kind of glad that we are now done with the Narkina 5. He's out. Cassian's now out. Thank God for that. But I'm just like, can we not have done that in episode 9? Can we not have wrapped that up already kind of quickly? And for the other characters this week, it just felt like, why were they there? Like, the ISB, for example, who for me have been literally just delivering it week in, week out. Particularly Deidre. I kind of felt, well, they weren't really important this week. It was just kind of like they were there just to remind the viewers, that their presence is still always felt across the galaxy, even if we don't see them on the screen. But they're just kind of there, just kind of, their plan worked, by the way, from last week. So, well, that should be that's interesting. So they're getting ever closer to putting all the pieces together. They're getting closer to sniffing out some of the heads of the rebellion. But I just felt it was just really, really, really boring. It was. Yeah, I think the other intrigue was towards the end with Rail, but I will talk about that towards the end of the show, because that really is like, well, on the one hand, what I will say about Rail's meeting but now is it confirmed a suspicion I had when we first met Deidre. But I'm going to divulge into that a little bit more once we got the Narkina 5 slip out of the way. In fact, should we get the unrelevant bits out of the way first before we get to Narkina 5? So very, very quickly, the quick bits of obviously Senator Mafia, who this week met with obviously this can we call him a banker? Thug? He's definitely a shady businessman. But yeah, aren't all businessmen shady? Dabba schooled him, and you can tell last week she was really not wanting to meet him, but had no choice. Met him. It kind of felt a bit awkward, didn't it? You couldn't really sort of read the room. It was just, and so it was like, okay, how much? Okay, I hate to everything. Okay, how much? Mum was like, how's it gonna cost? He's like, no. It's like, no, how is it cost? No, it's like, how's it cost? Like, eventually, he talks about how, I've got this son, and obviously he's 14, and your daughter, she's what, 13? No. It's like, it didn't take long to put 2 and 2 together and go, oh no, arranged marriage. And I have to applaud Mafia for being sort of firm and just being straightforward. No. Just shutting down. It's like, no. Well done for you. So I applaud the episode standing up to sister and everything. But at the same time, Senator Mafia, aren't you a politician? And I thought these days all politicians would do literally anything and everything to get what they wanted, regardless whether or not it was illegal or immoral. So, on the one hand, I applaud how you stood firm and was like, no, shut him down. But at the same time, you are a politician. At the end of the day, shouldn't you be acting like a politician? That I thought was completely irrelevant, completely unnecessary, something that could have been done last week. But anyway, that's out of the way. Let's focus on Narkina 5, our final trip to Narkina 5. So, we now are getting into the escape. Cassian, it's like, it's really right. Okay, it's tomorrow. Don't care whether you're in or out. Basically saying to Kido, like, I don't care whether you're in or out or not. It's happening tomorrow. It's gotta be tomorrow. This is our chance. It's worth doing it, whether you're in or out. And then what I think you can tell throughout the episode how hesitant Kino really is. He's so scared and everything. Despite the fact up to this point he's been kind of like, strong-minded, strong-willed, no-nonsense character. It was kind of actually nice to see. Well, actually, no, that actually was all just a front. And actually on the inside, actually, I'm more like this and that. So it was really, really great to see that a different side to Key in this episode. And it makes, obviously, what happens when the escape happens just that bit more sad. Because I'm in the six that shoes. I can't swim either, Kino. So I unfortunately would be like him. I would have unfortunately had to have been the one that stayed behind because I knew full well I'm dead anyway. Have we got to assume that Kino's now dead now? Because, right, they do the escape and it's a bit sort of like typical film and TV escape you see. Everyone's still busy at work, keeping up appearances, then somebody goes over to try to get set up plan motion. So in this case it's Cassian. Cassian goes over, bursts the pipes, and then obviously that sets the whole thing in motion. But it's just a bit sort of it's just not really new. It's not something I've not seen before. But yeah. But what I really loved about when obviously he and Cassian got their way into what was level 8 on command, and just literally was just control, full control situation, literally gaining the control, dominating. It's absolutely brilliant. And I felt, and it's interesting how obviously Cassian said, "Kido, it's got to be you that tells us what to do," because obviously Cassian felt, well, they might listen to me more than would you. But it's interesting how, of the two, Cassian was the more competent one, was the more the more authoritarian figure in the room. Really, it should have been him, but would they listen to Cassian? Probably not. And especially, it kind of was Cassian in a way, because Kino basically just said everything that Cassian was saying to him at the very, very beginning of the episode. But then, don't all authoritarians normally just, when they do speeches, don't they just nick what other people have said? But anyway, it works. Obviously, the whole mutiny happens. It goes really, really well. It actually goes well. They managed to get the, because the rebellion actually, because I was thinking, right, is it just level 5 that they're going to get out? Is it just going to be Cassian's level to get out so we can get Cassian out of there, ready for the last 2 episodes of the season? Or could it maybe sweep to a full-blown prison riot? And yeah, I'm kind of quite glad it did get to a full prison riot. Because I don't think it would have just been as impressive if it was just, one floor. And you had to really, it was either, you got to literally strike at the Empire's heart, or it's just don't bother at all. So anyway, it's kind of good that we also switched the whole prison. But, oh, poor Kino. Because, as I've been saying, it was kind of only one way out to get out of him. And unfortunately, when it comes to that moment, you see them all literally making the leap. And, oh, poor Kino. I'm surprised that Cassian couldn't hear what Kino was saying, because Kino's dialogue was being drowned out by the score. You can just about hear him say, "I can't swim," but his boys. When I was watching the episode, I was like, his boys. I can tell that it's being drowned out by the score. The music's too loud. The score is too. It's drowning Kino out. But I was quite a bit surprised that Cassian couldn't hear Kino, because obviously their characters wouldn't be able to hear the gut wrenching score. But yeah, I thought it was a bit kind of odd. I don't think we can call that breaking fourth wall, but yeah, but I think eventually it did realize on Cassian. Oh no, oh yeah, oh dear. I was like, oh, poor Kino. Because I would have been exactly in Kina's position. I would, because I can't swim. So, unfortunately, I would have been in Kina's position, and clearly he thought. Because I think we've got to assume he's going to be now dead, isn't he? Because basically, when he took control of the PA system, basically said his name. Don't say your name when you're doing a hostile takeover. So the Empire's going, no, okay, well, he was prime suspect in charge of it. Even though it's Cassian's idea, who's the messenger? Oh, Kino, so he's one that we can definitely put a name to, and we'll just go. So I think we are supposed to assume that Kino is now dead, which is a bit of a shame. But I really felt for him that moment, because I could relate, because I can't swim. And if I was Kino, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have stayed behind as well, because the way I would have looked at it is, well, either way, I'm dead. If I make the leap, I'm dead because I can't swim, so I'll end up drowning. And if I stay behind, I know full well, the moment a guard comes in front of me, I'm dead. So, which is worse? Bullet to the head or drowning? And so for me, I would have taken bullet to the head. Because I think drowning would have been a bit more painful, and 10 times worse for someone like me who can't swim. So I think he was weighing the options of, right, which death the least gruesome? Bullet to the head. I'm staying. That would have been me if I was in Kina's position. That would have been me, because obviously I can't swim. I can't swim. I can't. So that would have been me. In my head, I would have been personally right. Which death's going to be the least gruesome? Bullet to the head. Fine, done, and I'm staying. But I really felt for her at that point, which is odd because I haven't really been thinking for the entire last 3 episodes we've been in the Kina 5. But in that moment, I was like, oh. I don't know if it's because I could relate to it, but in that moment, I just literally just felt for him. I really did. Oh, poor Kina. Poor Kina. So we're left to assume he's dead. Again, another episode where we're left to assume where all the characters are. We're not mind readers. We don't know what's been going. We don't know the script beforehand. We've not got Jedi mind tricks. You know, how are we supposed to connect the dots? Hopefully next week they'll do a quick little mention like we had in episode 7, just to confirm whether or not Nemec was alive or not. But of course we know he's not. But maybe that will come next week, just to confirm whether or not Kina's dead or not. But yeah. Okay. But Cassian's out. He's out. Finally free. Where next though? That is an interesting question. Because they are still on. Because he actually is technically still on the Kina 5. So maybe next week we're going to see how he gets off the Kina 5 and where to next. Who knows? Interesting. Is it real? Right. Let's now get on to Rail, who I feel I'm not liking him anymore. I thought he was alright to begin with, but now this is what happens when you try to be on the good side and wear black. Eventually it twists your nature, you become one of the Sith Lords. Maybe he's a Sith Lord in hiding and we don't know about it. He thought, but the way he dresses in black and everything, just like, well, don't blame me if you get mistaken to be somebody of the Empire. Oh dear. But yeah, so Rail's not been really in my good books the last few times I've seen him, and this was worse. Because this little encounter, this meeting he had with his little rat, it just showed how literally Rail just has no consideration for anybody but himself. He's literally that so in deep with the rebellion. Literally, that's all he cares about. And it doesn't matter who he throws in the line of fire, who gets hurt, it doesn't matter. As long as the rebellion's still alive and kicking, he's fine with it. And this conversation between him and his rat, just for me, so, oh my god, right, you're alright, you're not a nice person. You may pretend to be on the rebel side, but you really actually are not a nice person. Right, so we need to go all the way back to when we first met Deidre. And I had a little suspicions that, because at the time we first met, I couldn't really tell. Yes, she acted like a loyalist to the Empire, but there was a part of me that thought, is that a front? Is that a front? And we have seen it so far in Andor. We have seen rebel spies literally put into the Empire, like Gore, for example, and played the part well. What I loved about Gore was, and in fact, I think this was the exact same episode we met Deidre in episode 5. Or did we meet her the week beforehand? Oh, no, sorry, it was the week beforehand. Right, sorry. No, episode 5 is what we learned about Gore being the rebel spy. The previous, right, so it's episode 4, right, so it's episode 4 when we first met Deidre for the very first time. But in episode 5, it was brilliant for Gore because he literally was just absolutely brilliant. I literally couldn't tell the difference whether or not he was rebel or Empire. It was brilliant. So there have been previous examples already in Andor of rebel spies literally thrown into the Viper's nest and literally playing the part so well, so convincing. You'd forgive me if it actually are one of the Empire. And I thought that at first with Deidre, I couldn't really quite tell, but as the time's gone on, weeks have gone by, she's just literally proved to me, no, she is badass Empire. As we saw last week, don't get on the wrong side of Deidre! She'll bring in her Dr. Gorst on ya! But yeah, so, since episode 4, I've had suspicions that in the ISB there is a rat who would easily turn on the ISB at any given moment and would feed the Rebel Alliance information. So I've had this theory for a good 6 episodes now. So ever since we first met Deidre in episode 4. Yep, I'm sure. Yep, that's definite. So ever since episode 4, I've had this feeling that in the ISB there is a rat. It's just, I couldn't tell who the rat was. Well, at first I thought it was Deidre, because I thought she had the makings of potentially being somebody who could be a rebel spy. But literally the next episode, that just went, nope. That I just literally squashed that, so I was like, no. She is 100% loyal to the Empire, so she literally would be all, HELP! Emperor! No. So literally straight away, the next was like, no, squash that straight away. So I had a feeling there was a rat, but haven't really thought about it ever since episode 5, because since then the ISB have been stepping up their gear, laying down the authority, and just stepping up. And they've been very, very good the last 2 weeks at ISB, because they've been literally piecing all the dots together. So I never really thought of that possibility again. And then right at the end of this episode, lo and behold, my suspicions that I've had all the way since episode 4 were already bloody proven right! Because there is a rat inside the ISB, and it's always the last person you suspect. And in this case, it's Lonnie, Deidre's right-hand man! We've always been seeing hanging around Deidre, where we've had the ISB, so yes, so Deidre's right-hand man, Lonnie, he is the rat who has been feeding Rail information about everything the ISB has been doing since their presence has been felt throughout the series so far. Literally, everything that Deidre's now currently working on, he's been literally singing like a canary all back to Rail. But here's the interesting thing: he now wants out, and it's the reason why they always want out, because they've got family, they've got kiddies. I don't want my kiddies to grow up without a parent. Well, you should have brought up a rat. Honestly, I have no sympathy for rats who have kids. If you're going to be a double agent, don't have children. Alright? This is me being evil, wicked, grumpy uncle here. But no, if you're going to be a double agent in any line of work, don't have children. Don't go don't bonk, don't do bonky, don't do nookie, don't produce a spore, because that will be the reason you want to get out, and you won't be able to get out, trust me. Lolly tried. Lolly tried, and I was like, nope. That's not happening, okay, you got a little girl, that's not happening. It's like, he's like, straight away, he's like, because poor Lolly's like, I want out, I've got a kid, and Bear's like, nope. Not in that, son, not in that, mate, you took a bow, you took an oath, so, you're stuck, mate. Oh, that is my wicked uncle bias coming out, isn't it? Well, I'm just wicked full stop, but it's amplified since being an uncle. Yeah, so to anybody who wants to become a double agent in any line of work in the near future, one piece of advice for you: don't have kiddies, don't have children, because that'll be the reason why you want to get out. But you won't. You will not. It's either you carry on being the double agent, or you end up. Okay, so we know how double agency works. It ends in two ways: they are successful in playing both sides, or they get found out and shot, just like Hooks was in Rise of the Skywalker. Oh, that was rubbish, wasn't it? And what a waste on Hooks, his character, because Hooks was brilliant in Force Awakens, and then slowly, bit by bit, his character just got wasted into a miserable shell. But that was dreadful. His reasons wasn't really good either. It just So anyway, so all you double agents out there, or wannabe double agents, my advice to you is don't have children, because they'll be the reason you all get out, and trust me, you won't be able to get out. So that was interesting, because honestly, I've not really given this wild theory I had a moment's thought since the Eye, so since episode 6. I've not really thought about it since then, because the Eye's literally just been stepping up week by week, and literally just getting closer and closer to the dot. So I was a bit taken aback when actually my theory that I've been having all the way back to episode 4 when we first met Deidre. Wow, actually, no, you should have been holding on to that theory, because guess what? I was right, there is a rat. It's the last person he suspected. It always is. Oh, wonder if we're going to meet Lolly's family. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And then, then we know how high the stakes are for him, and then go, because he doesn't seem to have had a problem so far. He's not really open to sort of warrant suspicion, so, but we love people can get a shot of his family and go, okay, stakes are real now. But, I wonder if we might see Lolly's family, and then maybe when they gets found out, not only does he get murdered, but so does the family. Eradicate them all. Or is that too far? Either way, yeah. But honestly, to wrap this all up, that was kind of the only sort of really excitement I kind of got from this week. So I just was really bored. I was finding it really hard to sort of engage, and I just kind of just a bit sort of just felt a bit bored, really. Just bored stiff. Yeah. Hopefully that's a one-off, because obviously we are now into the final 2 now. I've got 2 to go. And we kind of need to be. Even though we do know there's going to be a season 2, we kind of need to have an action-packed last episode. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a slump going into season 2. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you've loved the show, do click the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do click the subscribe button. That will ask so you never miss a moment when content appears. So plus the mouse. Don't forget you can also ring the bell to stay up to date with all my latest content. And if you want to know what my YouTube channel is, it is George Hand. Well, until next time, all let me say is may the force be with you.